people in the Scranton area and from beyond are here to make sure that people know that there's a genocide going on in Gaza and that people would like to have our tax money used for something better than killing children. General Dynamics makes 150 millimeter artillery shells that fire high explosives, white phosphorus, and cluster bombs. They really started cranking up production to send them to Ukraine. The goal was to go over to General Dynamics and stop production for a while. And my understanding is that they did not put a first shift on today because they knew that there were going to be dozens and dozens of people in front of their gate. Myself and a couple other people were prepared to get arrested, but there were no employees coming in or out. Again, I understand because they called off the first shift, so we didn't get arrested. The police left, and but I'm hoping people will be back in large enough numbers to shut it down. There's a good number of college students. There's peace activists, Muslims from the Muslim Center. It's time our tax dollars were spent getting health care and education and housing for people here and not buying bombs to send to Israel or anywhere to kill people. It's as simple as that.
We are protesting to demand a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. If you refer to it as occupied, then why can't you give these people a right to fight their occupier? Just like he gave the Ukrainian the right to defend themselves, and rightly so, because Putin is an aggressor. They call it the occupied territory. In this case, they are justified in fighting occupation, which is the Palestinians. They have a system of basically supremacy. The white European Jews are the only citizens of that country. Everybody else is not. And that is no different than South Africa. No different than what we did here to the Native Americans. So it is genocide by definition. I lived through 2 wars in Iraq, and being in a war zone is not, it plays in your head for a lifetime. Whatever you see in there is not going to go away. I've seen the bombardment, the indiscriminate bombardment of the U.S. government to civilian infrastructure there. And they were telling the Americans here the same thing. We're fighting Saddam Hussein. They weren't. They were targeting civilians. I'm, as an American citizen, I'm concerned about this country, the future of this country. We're racking up billions of trillions of dollars in debts. Have anybody asked the question why? Why? With all the resources, all the GDP that we have in here, and yet we continue to rack debt. They do have the money to ignite wars in Africa. They do have money to subsidize other militia around the world also to keep going at war. And who's profiting from this? Anybody should ask this question. Who's profiting from these wars? The one who's profiting from these wars is the military-industrial complex. DoD contractors, Pentagon contractors, government contractors in general. And who are they? They are the most powerful lobbyists in this country. Final thoughts, live up to your values as American and stop the war machine of the United States that's wreaking havoc in other countries so we don't create new enemies to this country. Palestine!